I was thinking about mindset. Like, how should you view life? Like that. If at all point in times in my life I could point to things that weren't good and really bad, actually, like if I wanted to sit down and list how bad the tiny house experience was on me, it'd be a pretty big list. But combined with, like, if I was forced to make that list, I would also want to add why I felt it was necessary and what it allowed me to do. Like, if it came out to a success, which allowed me to buy a house, then there was a price to pay for that. And I don't think I was fully aware of the price, though. But when are you fully aware of the price you're going to pay? Maybe that's another truth, perhaps. And then, like, you could know the price you're going to pay, like the price for love, like having Akila in my life. Like, you know that grief is going to be the price you pay for that. But you don't know what you don't know what it's going to feel like paying it. So, but you work it out in your head. Like, living in a tiny house was bad, but it allowed for a possibility of something great. And losing a pet is going to be bad, and but I was sure that the possibility was going to be great to have Akila, and then turned out to be way better than that. So you don't know how bad things might be, but you also don't know that, like, how successful you're going to be. I was thinking, like, I want always to be positive, but not too high. I want to be halfway above the middle. Like, I don't want to dwell too much on negatives. Don't want to ignore them, and I don't want to pretend that every day I'm eating strawberry shortcake. Like, there's one thing that I feel sure of, like the whole idea of, like, things about, like, success and taking chances and having to suffer for it. It's like going up just a little bit, just trying a little bit more, and like aiming a little bit higher. Like, over and over again, I've realized that, like, some of the greatest things that have taken place in my life have been started out real small. And I couldn't have, like, well, I know people actually that have like tried to, like, just skip all those steps, and win. And I've watched them, like, for instance, like the people, like, when I started doing 100-mile bike rides, and then leading up to ride my bike across the country, I met people that just, like, went straight from their house and started riding. Same thing with that is it Into the Wild, Cheryl Strayed's book. She's like trying to, like, put her backpack on for the first time, getting ready to go hiking, and you could do that. But I've always thought, like, getting to that point, though, is probably even the vast majority of the enjoyment and the thrill and the sense of accomplishment. Like how long it takes you to get ready to do something like that. The same thing about, like, how long it took me, like, 8 years living in a tiny house to get my house. Like, that was a bit much, but it really taught me a lot about the importance and the value of what I was trying to accomplish. Like, you just can't snap your fingers and get a house. You can snap your fingers and get a real expensive car, and have it be on credit and get a loan, and then discover how much money starts flowing to that car, and then how much that takes away from other things you'd like to do in life. Like, that's the whole skipping steps thing. I'm real fortunate to be able to afford just to purchase my car. And that was, like, I knew I was fortunate, but, like, I also knew that like I'd been saving for a long time. So when I took like that huge amount of time off for COVID, and I've done it in the past, taking like winter leave and stuff like that. People say like, how could you afford that? And I'm like, how could you not afford it? You know, like that's something that you have to pay for, like long before you actually do it. Like you're saving, before you take some time off in the winter, you've been saving all year long for it. You know, that means that there's money sitting there, and it'd be really nice to buy that one thing or get that stuff or go to that place, or like, hey, let's just, you know, fly to Vegas for the weekend. You know, the money's sitting right there. But that money could also be for, you know, your car that you don't know that you're going to need, but you know you're going to need it eventually. Because that van was getting older and having more and more problems, and I was like, eventually, this is going to stop. So I need to start saving now, so that when the time comes, I'm not like, no, now that my car broke down, I need to start saving for another car. Boy, can't tell if I'm dehydrated or if all that garlic I ate yesterday is just like making my mouth dried out. I ate a lot of garlic yesterday. All right, time to get the day started.